And please let us know what's going on in the Czech Republic.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I guess you have, most of you, seen the video which is at the conference website at the very front. So this presentation will be about that video, and I won't struggle with playing it here. So if you are interested in seeing moving pictures, just go to the website and see the video there. Very briefly, we have selected as a pilot building this residential building, which is quite common in our part of Europe. It was built somewhere in the 1950s after the war to offer enough of residential space in the country. And it has its problems. It's old-fashioned, there are moisture problems, mold growth, and also it's very energy inefficient. It's masonry. It has a lateral bearing system, which means that we could not remove almost any of the walls which we had there, and they are very thick. They are about 50 centimeters, 45 centimeters thick. So we had to deal with these starting conditions. Our real pilot building was not that building as a whole, but we made it worse for us. We just compressed that to small hut, we say, and made the real-life learning lab. It's a small building where we believe all important details can occur and all the problems, or we rather say challenges, occur, and we could deal with them. So you can see that all the building details were copied and just put in smaller scale. And this is our pre-refurbishment state, and this is the target as we planned it. So it looks quite similarly to the buildings you have seen, but for us it was the very first time we were dealing with such a project. And we also ran for completely integrated panels. So we, beside building the timber structure panels, we put there also all the ventilation system, new electric wires, internet wires, and also the hydraulic heating pipes with its connection inter-modular. So we wanted to try and test that in safe conditions. And it was the plan how it should work. We put there more panels than were needed because of the dimensions, just to try the connections, vertical, horizontal. So that the building we needed to refurbish, we had to construct that first. So we were refurbishing a completely new building, which was a bit different from the others, but we had to test that. And we also found the first challenge in that status, because when we needed to prepare the facade and the plane there, we found that the process is quite time demanding. So this was one of the first challenges we had to go through. Then the installation, we ran also for 1 day refurbishment process, and we did it together with our industrial partner Erdődy Rimařov, who was in charge of the production of the modules. And it was completed in 1 day, really, the heavy installation. You could see many people in the video. If you have seen that, there are like 30 people, but you should know that only 5 were really working. The other were just watching the process. So we actually wanted to do it in the same way as the others. And then we found that we need some other... Yes, it's one more. Yeah, this is the result. Now it's even faster. So, and the conclusions are the challenges we have found. You can read them through. And for us, the most important will be the market uptake, how to compete with the low-cost system which are generally at the market in the Czech Republic and the eastern part of Europe. where such a high-tech systems and integrated systems pretty struggle to compete with the general situation. So that's it.
Thank you very much. Good to know what's going on in the Czech Republic. Please have a seat. We're going now fast forward towards our next case study. That's Latvia. And Anatolis Brodinek from Riga Technical University is going to present us very shortly, in 5 minutes, something about the case study. And I know there's a lot more to tell, but we go to more depth in the debate later on.
Okay, I will be like on 5 minutes. We have more videos on our YouTube channel, called MoConnect project, as well as the MoConnect project as it is. So in Latvia, we have less than 2% of multi-apartment building renovated so far. So the main problem is payback time, which is 25-30 years. So to test this modular solution, we have chosen this small multi-apartment building for apartments, typical buildings, which were usually constructed in the mid-60s and very popular in suburban and remote areas where it's maybe not possible to find the quality service as architects and engineers and energy auditors. So for such buildings, our approach, as MoConnect approach, could be very efficient and suitable. As I would mention, the main problem for the so-called Soviet buildings are mold, constructive defectiveness, so we have some cracks and gaps, and some quality of already done construction work, some improperly installed windows and improper insulation and so on. But all these things have resulted in energy consumption, for the heating, 200 kilowatt hours per square meter during the heating season. So what we have done the quality measurements. So it was more or less okay with some relative humidity over the 60%, so on. So air change permeability, air tightness was 4.8 cubic meters per hour. And so we have done 3D scanning. Based on 3D scanning, we got the BIM model, and all the panels were produced in the CNC machinery at the factory. So we have some preparatory works to be done to prepare windows and other stuff to cut out some external parts. All these channels for electric wires were already pre-installed in the factory. During the 3D scanning, it was found out that the problems with the walls, there are a 4 centimeter vertical deviation, so the 4 centimeter difference between middle of the building, middle of the wall and the basement. So finally, the whole process took something 1 month to get a architectural project, 4 hours on-site work for 3D scanning, and a few more days to get the BIM model. So parallel production took us 25 days. And finally, it was necessary to have 5 days for panel mounting on site, and 5 workers were involved for the panel mounting. So here you can see the cost breakdown. So the panels itself cost 28,000, so which made us slightly more than 100 euro per square meter of all area. So if we compare it to the traditional renovation, so-called rendered facade now in Latvia something around 70 euro per square meter, including all the costs. So here we have extra cost for panel mounting, and other cost would be the same for other type of renovations. So that shortly.
Oh, thank you very much. Very interesting and in time. So please have a seat, and we'll continue with Estonia. Targo Kalamees will introduce us more about this case. He's working for the Tallinn University of Technology.
Thank you. Welcome from my side. I would like to start with a short overview about apartment buildings or living stock in Estonia. The majority of the population in Estonia lives in apartment buildings, and majority of them are apartment buildings are built after the Second World War. And nowadays we have quite large discussion what to do with these buildings, how to renovate them. because they are on the end of the design service life. Here we can see the picture of Estonian pilot in MoreConnect. It was built like 30 years ago. It's 5-story apartment buildings with 80 apartments. It's concrete large panel apartment buildings, very typical from that period. And primary energy use before renovation was like 300 kilowatt hours per square meter per year. And we had several comfort and health problems because of cold wars, because of mold growth, etc. And here we can see the solution of our pilot. And what we are working at the moment, we are working to make the renovation solution more simpler, to decrease the cost, to make the fixation solution more simpler, to increase the speed of installation, and so on. So we can see that a lot of old buildings are waiting the next generation renovation solutions, and we all have to work forward to this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There's a lot going on in MoreConnect. And then finally, I'd like to introduce Willem Haase from Weibo, who's giving us more detail about the panel fabrication in Rijssen. So please go ahead.
Hello, I'm Willem Haase from Weibo. We're also a member of MoreConnect. And this is what we believe in. If you stick to what you will know, you will never change. So we started 5 years ago to innovate a panel, 5% on-site, 59% off-site. So I'm Willem Haase from Weibo. So this is our company. It's a family company. I take it over from my father in 2008. So it's 10 years ago. We make wooden frames, wooden windows. That was our core business. Now the facade company is bigger than the wooden window company. We make framing elements, and we make modular complete facade systems. We call it in Dutch stijgeloos bouwen, and I think in English scaffold-free construction. So this is the way we believe. We believe in a complete industrialization of construction. We do it in BIM. So the project in MoreConnect, we take a 3D film on point cloud from the project on site. We design it in a complex software program, and it's connected with an ERP system, and it's connected with our fabrication. So everything is in a computer. So you have seen this picture earlier this day. This is one of the projects in MoreConnect. These are 3 facades, including the facades are the piping and the connection. So it's MoreConnect. So we have made the innovation of connecting with air tightness, and it's working. It's still working. I have 5 minutes. difficulty. I have to restart. So this is the other project for More Connect. You can see on the right, it's the old building. And on the left side, the new building. On site, we have done it in 10 days. Dus we on site 10 days. So this is another renovation in the south of Holland. You can see the bed is still on site. We started in the morning and finished at the end of the day. We do 2 homes in 1 day. So it's a very quick way of renovation, and the quality is very high, and we guarantee it. So we do not only renovation, we also do high-rise buildings for new buildings. This building we finished this year in Vlaardingen, and the scaffold-free construction is ideal for urban areas and also for renovation in new buildings and also for transformation. We also do office buildings. We make a transformation in homes. So we are doing this already. So don't forget that. So sometimes you hear people, it's not possible, but we do it. So you can see here, this is a high-rise building.